Hello and welcome to Active Bryant Fitness Systems, and I want to talk to you today about fat sinners. Is it a sin? Is it bad for people to fat shame other people? Well, I would say yes and no. And the reason why I say it's a good idea, 40% of the population are still obese. The bigger percentage of people that end up in hospital are obese. The bigger percentage of people that died during the pandemic were obese. People that get injuries, more of them are obese. And the reason why I'm calling fat sinners is because if you look at the Vatican and you look at most vicars and priests and people of the religious nature, they don't look after themselves. They're fat. If you look at 99% of the Vatican priests and vicars, which are all men for some reason, are all fat. And if you go and see your doctor and your doctor says you should go on a diet or you should lose weight and they're fat, listen to them. Listen to them, not. Because obviously they've not solved the problem themselves, and that's why they're so fat and out of shape. So I don't get it. If you're a religious person, you believe in God, you believe in spirit, you believe you're a spiritual person, why would you not keep yourself in shape when you're on planet Earth? Why are you waiting until you die? Does that make sense? Now, if I see a fat person on the street, I would never go up to them and go, "You're a fat C-U-N-T." And I would never start a conversation of going, "You're fat," when people, if I misspell a word, straight away they go, "I misspell a word, but I'm dyslexic, right?" So I'm like, why are you flashing that up for me when you can see that it's misspelled? You don't have to say it. You're just saying it to be a fucking arse. Do you see my point? So you wouldn't go up to a blind person and go, do you know you're blind? And you wouldn't go up to somebody in a wheelchair and go, do you know you're in a wheelchair? So I wouldn't fat shame somebody because they may be obese because they've got thyroid issues. They may be obese because they've been abused as a child, and their way of getting freedom from that abuse is either abusing drink or abusing food, or it could be the they've got a health complaint that's causing that problem. Does that make sense? So we're not everyone's born lean, are they? Some babies are fatter than other babies. So they've found now some people have more of the fat gene than the muscle gene. Does that make sense? But I think if they brought in rules where you save tax if you don't smoke, you save tax if you don't drink, you save on your tax if you're not overweight. Does that make sense? You save the NHS will go private eventually. It's going that way, isn't it? You save more money if you're living a healthy life. You save tax if you've got a trainer. You save tax if you walk to work or ride to work than rather to drive to work. Does that make sense? So I believe if they'd done all these things, we would be a much happier and healthier nation. But really, the government wants people to be overweight because then the NHS is always full and they're always making money from the people in the NHS that are at the top, getting the huge salaries that are zapping the money that should be spent on patients. The government has never stopped smoking really or banned it because they make too much tax from it. And the same with drinking. Like most people that are educated would say that if drinking was banned tomorrow, we'd be, one, a healthier nation, two, people have a lot more money to spend on decent things instead of stuff that just goes down the toilet, and there will be less crime and violence because when you're pissed you make more mistakes and get violent than what you would if you were sober and you got into an argument or had a problem. Does that make sense? So I believe from a religious point of view, when they say don't drink, don't smoke, don't do this, don't do that, yeah, I agree with that. But many people have problems in their lives that they use coping mechanisms in which to overcome it. But my drug of choice is exercise, and it's been my drug of choice for years and years, and it's never let me down. And obviously it's what I do for a living. I'm a master level 5 Czech practitioner and been doing that since 2013, but done it well before that when I started studying the whole Czech system. So let me know what you think about fat shaming. I know Katie Hopkins done it on telly and she was a bit rude about it, but she did put on a load of weight and then got it all off to prove a point, which I thought was brilliant. But at the end of the day, if fat shaming was there, like smoking shaming is there now, isn't it? You know, you can't smoke on a bus, you can't smoke in a pub, you can't smoke in, you know, in a shopping centre, you can't smoke in Sainsbury's and all that, which is great. So maybe they should do that with fat people. So then instead of only 40% of the nation being healthy, it would be 80% of the nation being healthy and in shape. And maybe idiots, when they see me and go, Muscle Mary, or you're on steroids, will understand more that if you've been training for 30 years, you're going to have good muscle tone and look better than the average 50-year-old. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please comment, please subscribe, please share, press there or there, and we'll chat again soon. Bye. Happy New Year.